Live on Facebook. Hello, folks. It's your boy, AK the Weatherman, and he is back where he belongs in the seat of Real Estate 101. We try to give everybody an opportunity to do it, but nobody does it quite like the Weatherman. But hey, that's another story for another day. But first off, guys, we want to start off by, we always like to tell somebody thank you for everything they do for us. And so one of the guys we want to talk about today is somebody that's actually in our office. He's not here right now, and he don't really care to get applause, but we have a custom build in our office called Joey Richardson with the Richardson Group, and we ask him 50 million questions a day. We ask him to redo plans. We ask him for pricing. We ask him all this stuff that builders hate to do, and he still tolerates it. So Joe Rich, we appreciate everything you do. And guys, if you're looking for a custom home built on some great lots, he does have a few. Give us a call with the Richardson Group, and you will not be dissatisfied. So now, on to our topic today. It is get your money right with real estate. So everybody asks, what does that mean by getting your money right? What that means, do I have to save up a lot of money? Do I have to call my mom and dad to borrow some money? What does it mean when it says get your money right with real estate? So real estate. So what that means is, what can we do when it says get your money right? So there's all kind of options, and it does not include borrowing money from mom and dad. It does not include selling off everything you got. It includes using your mind wisely. So Drew Kilgore, one of our movie stars in office, did a video. I hope you guys get to see it. Maybe we can offer a link to it. And so it talks about how many Americans live week to week. Paycheck to paycheck. And I think it's what's the stat? 76% live paycheck to paycheck. Nothing wrong with that. The world is a tough place. We got bills, we got kids, we got cars, we got gas. And so it's kind of hard to save up money. So how many people actually have savings? Tommy, is there?
I think that stat said 69% have $1,000 or less.
69% have $1,000 or less looking for something to buy. So what that means is, guess what? We can all act like we got all this, but realistically, we're all on the same page. So what's that mean? We got to get wiser. What's one way that you can grow your wealth with only $1,000 in the bank? So actually, one of our lead agents here at the GTT team, what do you think is one of the best ways to grow wealth with $1,000 in the bank? Getting a house. Hey, it ain't just a plug because we sell real estate. This is actually a plug because this is smart business. If you lived in Rutherford County over the past 4 years, and if you bought a house from today 4 years ago, you understand when I'm talking about how you gain wealth. So let's look at the houses that sold in the last 2 years. Let's tell you what, let's go back 4 years. Let's go back to 2016, where we had a loan called a USDA loan, which was a 100% loan. People actually got their closing costs paid and got all their down payment made. And I talked to a couple today. First day, they bought a house in 2016, and they were past clients of mine, great people. I'm not going to say their names or what they bought. So in 4 years, they got $100,000 equity. Believe it. $100,000 equity. So people are doing that with no money down. So my question is, would you like to make $100,000 with no money in 4 years? Now, I can't guarantee those numbers run but the way our market is going, it's continued to rise in a good trajectory, which means because of our location, because of our schools, because of interstates, because of jobs, because of big cities around us, we're still projected to continue growing with this flow.
You're on fire today. He's got some passion.
Fire.
Danny Ward wants to know, where have you been?
Hey, we got to let other folks get their feet wet. Hey, everybody, a lot of people know the Weatherman. We got to have some of these other ones. The rabbit done took over. I realize I'm losing steam. So, but going back to an opportunity to gain value in real estate. So, a lot of people think I don't have any money saved up. I can't buy a house. That is the most inaccurate thing that I've probably ever heard. And so USDA is not the only loan that's 100%. Now, there are some types of loan, without getting into them, that you have you can't make a whole lot of money. You may have to pay some of that money back for the grants and government type things. But on another note, you have an opportunity in this market, in any market, to have one of the easiest ways to gain wealth. And it's not a 10% CD or a 5% CD or putting your money in a Wall Street. It's literally putting your money in real estate. And so if you've ever had the question, well, guys, how do I do that with no money down? How do I do that with little money down? Well, that's where you need to get with a professional real estate agent that knows these types of things and could help you out. We would love to do that. We're always open, but there's a lot of great agents out there. But the main thing is you do have the opportunity to gain a lot of money if the conditions stay the same. We got a question from one of the sharpest guys I know. Go ahead, Stevie Z.
A lot of people, do they just not know these things are out there and they just continue to rent? Why do you think more people don't take advantage of this?
Because lack of knowledge. So without getting, people perish for lack of knowledge, so they don't know. And so but guess what? There's a lot of things I don't know. I don't know what cam goes in a 350 Chevy motor. But you know why? Because I don't know it, because I don't have that knowledge. People don't have the knowledge about real estate because they don't have anybody to teach them, or sometimes they don't ask questions. And most time we think because nobody around us really buys houses, we can't buy houses. Some people come up and they're used to renting. I mean, they live, that's how they live. I mean, that's just what they think's normal, and nothing wrong with that, but they've never been exposed to the opportunities you have out there and being a homeowner, which is one of the number one ways to gain wealth. I mean, so you can buy a piece of property today and hold it 20 years, and I promise you it's going to be worth more money. You cannot buy a car. You cannot buy clothes. There's only certain things you can literally buy that can guarantee that kind of return. And I would almost be sitting here guaranteeing if you bought a house today in 20 years, it's going to be worth more money. I mean, am I wrong?
I think it's going to be.
Go ahead, Stevie Z.
Who cuts your hair?
My wife cuts my hair.
That's a good cut right there.
She is she's very, very good at what she does. So she's not only one of the best real estate agents, she's a great hairstylist too, or used to be. So anyway, going back to the gaining wealth and the 100% financing and knowing for knowledge. So how do people find out about this? How can people have more knowledge? Well, one of the reasons more people don't know is because agents don't do a good job of going out and meeting new people. So that's our fault as agents. There's 1,500 apartment buildings in Murfreesboro, so there's no reason we can't talk to 4,500 people at any given time about home ownership.
What should we be doing around here? Like the new boys, what should they be doing?
Well, the new boys, hey, if you're new in real estate and you ain't got anybody to talk to, let's say $32 and about 50 cents. You go, what's Larry's place?
Express Signs.
Go to Express Signs, make you up a sign, stand right down here at Old Fort Park and John Rice Boulevard, and make you a sign that says, I can get you in a home with no money down. Honk or call me. I promise you'll get some phone calls. So it's that simple. The problem is we don't do things to get out in front of people. We want to sit in our cubicles on our desk and want people to come to us to know these things. So what can we do? We can actually get out. We can tell everybody we meet. How many agents out there or how many people out there, everywhere they go, know when they leave they sell real estate? It's something we don't do. You know, how many times do we start off a conversation with somebody, if I can get you in a house with no money, would you be interested? You know, I'm not worried about their credit score. I'm not worried about where they work. I'm just worried about a conversation to try to get them to buy a home. Not that it's what I do for a living, because this is what I believe I'm supposed to do, and I believe it's my obligation to help people become a homeowner for independence, to gain wealth, to create something for future generations. There's nothing better than when a parent owns a home, the kids own a home, and next thing you know, grandkids are owning a home. That is a great thing in America that you're able to do. So, what's the best thing to do? Call a lender. Ask questions. Call agents. Find out what kind of programs they got. Don't be one of the statistics that only has wealth built up in a little old checking and savings account that you look at all the time wondering, is it still there?
That's the hardest way to do it, saving money.
Oh, my God.
It's so hard to save money.
How long would it take to save up $25,000? Most people, hey, you know how many people think that you got to have 20% down to buy a house? A lot, because they don't know. They've always heard you need to have 20% down to buy a house. Well, if you buy a $300,000 house, how much money is that, Steve? Real quick.
Buy what now?
20% down on a $300,000 house. How much money would you have to have?
60 grand.
60 G's.
60 grand.
How long? Hey, we do okay in real estate, but you know how long it would take to save up $60,000? Then to turn around. Now, hey, let's think about this. I save up $60,000. Man, I don't want to come off of it. I worked that hard to save it up. I don't want to let it go. So now I'm thinking, nah. So now I'm still going to keep my $60,000 and I'm going to go look for those good loans that I don't have to spend my money. Why does it make more sense not to put money down right now? Does anybody know this?
Because
Smart?
the rates are so dead-gum low, Weatherman.
You know what they call it? It's like free money.
Free.
Why would you use your money when there's free money? Man. So let's just say it's a 3% interest rate and you borrow $1,000. You ain't paying very much back at all. So once you start looking at that perspective of it, it makes tremendous amount of sense to keep your money, use these opportunities you got, gain wealth. Come see me in about 4 years after you make a whole bunch of equity, and let's buy you a farm. Hey, let's buy a little small city somewhere. Let's buy a little small city, maybe an island out in the Caribbean. That's how we do it around here. We try to make you enough money to buy an island in 4 or 5 years. But all jokes aside, guys, there is ample opportunity for you to purchase homes with zero money. And it's not just to live in a home, it's actually to gain wealth for your family and your future generations. So let's think of what we can do with that equity that's built up. So let's say I have kids in middle school when I buy a house. Well, guess what happens after middle school? Where do they go? High school. Then where do they go after high school, hopefully? Does anybody know how much college is? Even if you get scholarships, you realize college is still very expensive? Well, guess what guess what I forgot about having in my back pocket? All that equity. So not that I want to use my equity, but if it means my kid gets an education, I'm going to cash into that. I'm going to tap into it, and I'm not using what I have up for my reserves that if I may need them. So we as families don't do that. So one of the things that I have to look at, I have a daughter. So what happens whenever my daughter gets a career and meets the guy she loves? What's the next thing for her?
Wedding.
Oh, my God. You know what weddings cost now? You know what I mean? So, hey, I can marry her. We just like to get married over at the house, but she probably don't want to do that. So now what we got to do, we got to pay for a wedding. So now what do? Do I use anything I got saved up, or do I use something that actually gained money while I slept? You know how nice it is? So when you wake up and you think, man, I made a few dollars while I was sleeping. There's nothing that I think you can put your money into unless you're a wizard with stocks and things like that, is real estate that could literally go up. Magic. Magic man. Now you see it, now you don't. So guys, if you really want to have an opportunity, please give us a call. This is really a fun subject to talk about. We're very passionate about it. And it's not that we want to just make a tremendous amount of money selling everything. We really want you to own a home, because there's nothing more special than having a first-time home buyer walking up to the doors after they bought it with their keys and a smile on their face when they walk in something. It's a proud day. It's an exciting day. And it's a day that they will never forget, the first house. I still remember the first house I built. I still drive by it. I still remember. That's how special it was back in 90. I made a lot of money on that house. I made enough money on that house to make this house I live in a lot more valuable. And so it worked out. It worked out very, very, very well for me. So what real estate has done for me is my first house was, hey, don't worry about those two fellas. They just do what they want around here. So the first house I bought was in an area on the north side of town before Siegel High School got here, and I paid $129,000 for it.
What year was this?
It was 1998, I believe.
Well, you bought 98. How old were you?
I was about 22.
You bought a house at 22?
23, maybe 23, something. I was young. So we bought that house. Never knew anything about Siegel. I just knew I lived on the north side and I wasn't moving, and I built a house over there. Well, guess what happened? Along came a spider and called Siegel High School and Siegel Middle School and Siegel Elementary, and my house almost doubled. You know, I didn't know that, but I also didn't know that our real estate market would go through a recession and would come back up. So guess what? My house went up, back down, and back up again. That's the fun thing about roller coasters. They suck at first, but they're going to get better. So when you go down, what goes down must come up. And so what our house did, now I've seen that house sell 2 more times, and each time it's gained probably $40,000, $50,000. I think the last time it sold at $330,000 maybe, and I think we sold it at $280,000, and then somebody bought it at a little over $300,000. So this thing is continued to do it, and right now it's probably worth $370,000. So it's continued to gain value as we go. So what that did is it enabled me to take that money, put into another opportunity, which was a bigger house, to have more equity. So not putting on my business out there, but at the end of the day, I had no idea about real estate. I wasn't in real estate at that time. I just know that I was smart enough to use somebody to buy a house because I didn't want to rent. And so it worked for me, and that's how it could work for everybody else. So guess what happens after you buy 1 or 2 houses? What usually that third or fourth one could be? Free. If you use your money right, they always say your third or fourth house could be free if you invest it right in the right kind of house. So guys, hey, I don't want to keep beating you up about this, but if you are looking and if you want some answers and just want some questions answered, we have about 10 or 12 people in here that would love to answer any questions for you. There's several programs that we can get you in. There's several opportunities, even if you don't have money and you need a little money, that you can tap into and use. And there's several opportunities that you can't do, because you get in trouble real quick. But we will tell you the right and wrong way on how to get in a way to gain wealth. This is not a 2 a.m. infomercial. This is not something that you have to subscribe to. This is something we really just want to help you. So guys, if you're looking to have these questions answered, please give us a call over here at GTT Homes. We'd love to help you, or call one of our great agents on this team, and then we will get you hooked up and pointed in the right direction. We don't ask you to do anything. We just ask you to come in and talk to us. But most of all, we want you to be homeowners in Rutherford County. Rutherford County is probably one of the best cities to live in the nation, in my opinion, and that is why I feel like everybody else wants to be here. So, guys, I hope this topic has been a little bit informative. Brought it. It's been great to be back. I don't know how much longer it'll take for me to get back on here. But, guys, have a great day. Go out and buy a home, gain a bunch of wealth, and let's me and you buy a little small island somewhere in the Caribbean. Guys, have a great day. See you soon.
Come on.
Heat.